Hello guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to create custom queries in the GraphQL API platform. So, so this is my entity which I have opened, and you can see I have normal GraphQL operations, that is query collection, and then I have filters here. These are needed if I want to search using particular uh, column from the database. Okay, so let's get started, and first we'll see a normal query, how to run a normal query. So you can see in my API platforms, if I reload this page, okay, and now if I go to query, you can see I have invoice settings query here. Okay, so I'm not going to do invoice settings first. Let me do user first. Okay, so let's get user. Okay, and user will also take an ID. So this is a the single query. This is not a query collection. So in that case, when it is a single query, then we need to pass the IRI. That will be my API, then users and slash. Let me check the ID which I have in the users table. So I have 80 and 81. So I can go to my playground and say 81 here. Okay. So now I'll open a bracket here. Okay. So what I'm going to say is email and name maybe. Okay. And if I run this query, you can see that I'm getting the data like this. Okay. So this is the case of the normal query. Now, if we need a query collection, so how we are going to do it? Okay, let's use a normal query collection first, which is provided by the GraphQL. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to do it as users. Okay, no, I'm going to say query first, then inside this will be users, then users, then I will have email. So this, no, then we'll have ages, because so this is how it works, ages, then we'll have node, then we'll have ID. Okay, if I'm getting the user ID, then I'll get the name, then I will get then I will get the email. Okay, then what I will do is I will go to the invoice settings table. Okay, and then I will get the invoice number of the user. So that will be ID, invoice settings. So I will go ID. Okay, and ID and property name. Okay, so I will get these details. Why here I'm not using collection? You can see I'm using normal query because user and the invoice settings has one-to-one relationship. So you can see that I have a user here. You can see that the user is having uh, one-to-one relationships. See, you can see one-to-one is here. Okay, so this is comment is misleading, so I will say 1-to-1. Okay, so I will save this, and now if I run this, you can see that all the user data is coming, okay, for me with the details of the user. Okay, now this is coming because some of the IDs are not present in the users table, but you can see in my invoice settings there are a lot of entries. Okay, but there are only two user IDs into the database, so hence it is just giving me this two records. Okay, so if I say, if I go to my invoice, I said nullable is equal to false, right? Here, so I can make it true, and I can show you that all the other entries will also display. So if I now run this, no, okay, so let me check what is wrong. Nullable true. Okay, okay, because I'm using users table, hence it will only give me two records, because this is the main query is on the users. Okay, so but if I turn it opposite round, then it will give me nullable also for invoice settings. So let me keep this as it is. So let's go to the next query. So now let's do custom queries. So here now what I will do is I'll create a custom query called as I'll go to my invoice settings and I will include one custom query here, and that will be this. Okay, so custom. Okay, so let me use custom here, custom. Okay, custom query collection. Okay, this will be for the invoice settings entity. Okay, so this will be the invoice setting entity. So now if I go ahead and run this code, this playground, and if I go here, you can see under queries, I will have a custom invoice setting. So let's do this now. Query, okay, query, then inside this, I will go to custom. Okay, so custom invoice settings, what do? We in custom invoice settings, what we do is we order it the records by the descending order by created at date. Okay, so this, as this is a collection, we have to say ages, then node, and then I have to put so let's take ID, then let's make what is property name and user ID. Okay, okay, so I will run it like this. Okay, so now you can see that all of my records have come, and that will come in the order by created at in the descending order. Okay, I can also go like this. Okay, you can see all of this data is come now. Okay, so now if I also put user ID over here, if I put a user, I can also fetch the user data. Okay, user data that will have suppose ID and name. ID, let's get the name as well. Name, and if I run this now, you can see that the username is also come over here. Okay, so username is also come. Now what I was trying to tell you earlier was now if I make this, okay, if I go down now and uh, make the user nullable is equal to true here, then you will see all the records that will get displayed, also the records which are null. Okay, so if I run this, now you can see some users are null. You can see user ID is there, but the user does not exist in the users table. So it will display that. So these are some of the queries in this video. So in the next video, I'll show you some more advanced queries. Okay, so watch the part 2 for the next advanced queries.